Good morning, this is Tallinn calling on a beautiful December morning. There's a chill in the air, but the sun is out and we are at the old city port about to take Viking Line from Tallinn to Helsinki in Finland. Now, is this like a British cross-channel ferry, or is it more something like one of those Scandinavian short cruises between the capital cities, for example, Stockholm to Helsinki? We're going to find out on board the ship and find out just how versatile it is as well. We're going to eat some brunch and we're going to take a tour around the ship. I'm sure it's going to be fun, so please join me. Here's a couple of ships, one of them belonging to a competitor of Viking Line, that's Tallinn. Looks big, quite impressive. It looks like it's called the Victoria. And I'm not sure what the shipping line next door is, but also looks quite impressive. I can't see a Viking Line ship, or I don't think I can, and our sailing is set to leave in 1 hour. It's 9:45 now and it's set to leave at 10:45, so I do hope we're going to be on time because I've got to meet a friend in Helsinki this afternoon. What a beautiful day. It may be chilly, but my bones tell me it's a good day to set sail. It's all very well and good me talking about the ship possibly being late, but you have to check in 45 minutes at the latest before departure. So I better make sure that I get to check in pretty quickly because I've got about 12 minutes to play with. And this is the entrance to the passenger terminal. Seems to be shared between at least two of the companies. You've got Viking Line and XPRS Line, although that's almost certainly not how it's pronounced. And we are at the port of Tallinn, or Tallinn Sadam. If I pronounce that completely wrong, if there are any Estonian viewers, please set me right. Here we are now in a nice warm terminal, but where do you check in? Aha, here's where you check in, and it looks like it's self-service as well. Let's see how this works. Right, here we go. So English, I'm going to use my QR code, or try to. Now let's see if this works. Oh yeah, that is straightforward, and it also confirms that I'm on the Viking XPRS, one passenger, and that I've already paid for the brunch buffet. I'll tell you later how much it all costs. I think you'll be quite intrigued. Okay, I have to show valid documents when I board. That's not surprising. Check-in. The Wheel of Doom. But no, it's worked. I have my check-in slip. Well, that's a lot easier than I expected. And it's coming up now to, what, 5 to 10? And our departure's at 10:45. And we'll be boarding between 10:15 and 10:25. There's already quite a long queue building for boarding. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother to join it. I don't really care when I board. And I can actually see the ship arriving right now. And I wonder if they can turn this round in 45 minutes. That's pretty quick for such a big boat, but we shall see, hopefully. Really excited to see what she's like on board. Clearly the terminal is shared with XPRS Line, who also sail to Helsinki and also have self-service check-in, so nice and straightforward. Their next sailing is at 12 o'clock, so ours is a little bit earlier. It's pleasant and toasty warm inside the terminal. It's a decent size. It's not too crowded and it has reasonable facilities. In actual fact, it's 10 o'clock and they've just announced the boarding. But I've got 20 minutes, so there's definitely time for a cappuccino at this nice saku bar and just do it in a relaxed manner. And the ship is called the Viking XPRS. Here we go. Pretty simple. I have to say this is straightforward. They've mentioned that there will be a document check as well, so let's see about that. I don't see it. Oh well, makes it nice and simple. And indeed here everybody's been waiting to board whilst I was enjoying my coffee, and now indeed they are starting to board. So we can see our ship the Tallinn Victoria and also Tallinn shuttle. I'm feeling pretty excited. I really feel that this is the perfect day for a nice boat crossing. What about you? Do you like these type of boat crossings in winter, or would you rather take a flight from Tallinn to Helsinki, which is an alternative, although I think quite a lot more expensive. We'll talk about price later. Time to board the Viking XPRS. So here's the luggage room, which is definitely a good facility, but you leave your luggage at your own risk, and to me, that's not something I'm going to do, even though Northern Europe is particularly honest. Here's a rather better alternative, the kind of luggage lockers you get at railway stations. That is a little bit more secure. It costs €4, I think. And don't forget that you'll need cash if you want to use them. One deck with cabins. I can't imagine too many people are using them on this early morning short crossing. They tend to get used at night, and again I'm going to fill you in on that a little bit later because it's a really interesting option. Here I can give you an idea of what the cabins look like. They're quite small but cozy and comfortable. Optimistic for today, a day in December? I don't think so. It's really sunny outside, and here we are on the sun deck bar. Beautiful morning. Plain sailing, I hope. What's really nice on this ship as well is that there are multiple decks that are accessible to foot passengers, or any passenger really. I can see at least 4 decks that are accessible. And I always enjoy that, wandering around the decks. Makes you feel almost as if you're part of the ship and more at one with nature and the journey itself. Although it does partly depend on how cold it is, I will admit. Well, that really is a speedy turnaround. It's 10:40 and we're underway, so we're actually leaving 5 minutes early. I would never have imagined that when I saw the ship arrive. Bravo, well done. The British Royal Navy. Britannia rules the waves, even today. Gorgeous day for sailing. And this is a port with a view. Goodbye, beautiful Tallinn. See you again soon. I enjoyed the buffet so much that despite my intro saying it would be in the film, I'm going to make a separate film about all the food. It was that good. This is the Blue Deli restaurant. You can get a burger for around about €10.50, normal one or chicken, and you can have a meal for between $14.50 for a medium one or $16.50. And presumably that includes, yes, it includes a drink as well, a soft drink. Hot food, carrot casserole for vegetarians, meatballs seems to be everywhere, and pork neck, and also some fish, for fish and chips no doubt. Plentiful drink selection and sandwiches. Tap water, I think soda water as well, available for 50 cents. That's a fair deal. Much better than all these small plastic bottles selling anywhere between £2.50 and £4.50. I mean, what a rip-off. Coffees and snacks at the Red Rose Cafe. Quite reasonable prices. I always liked seeing memories of grand days from the past on ships here in the gangway. And the duty-free shop. As we know, prices can be very expensive in Scandinavia, so I think a lot of Finns and Scandinavians use these ships to get some good deals. Obviously ideal before Christmas. And certainly a big shop. Wow, very big. Again, this is rather larger than on a cross-channel ferry, and a huge selection. The new feature I've introduced for my airport videos, check the vodka price. Might as well do it here as well, just see how expensive the vodka is, or if it's a good deal here. Let's see. Let's go and find it. Found the Stolichnaya, and it's in 1 litre bottles. Rather nice bottle on the right hand side, but a lot more expensive than at Larnaca Airport. It's €29.50 a bottle here. That's at least €10 if not more But we should check the local vodka out as well. And here's Finlandia Botanical Cucumber and Mint, €23.95. Standard Finlandia 101, that's €26.95. Lots of chocolate from Karl Fazer, which is the best known chocolate manufacturer in Finland. And also, as is normal in this part of the world, plenty of licorice products. And then here's the pub area, which definitely looks like a pub, which is not always the case on every short crossing ferry. This is where the evening entertainment takes place, Club X. When it comes to value for money, I think I've had a great deal. It cost me €19 only for the crossing, booked about 2 weeks ago. And because I booked my buffet meal online, I got that for €24, which is a small discount. So total price, €43. Really, you've got to say that's a great deal. And not only that, I discovered on booking.com that if you're staying in Helsinki, you can take the boat in the evening. It then kind of docks in Tallinn, you stay in your cabin and come back on the trip returning to Helsinki. And you can do that for 2 people from as little as €48, as far as I could understand, including the cabin. And that's a lot cheaper than staying in many hotels in Helsinki. So why not have a little adventure? Even if you're not getting off in Estonia, you get the chance to see the old town from the ship. As we approach Helsinki, it's best to reflect on the journey. We left at 10:45 and it's now coming up to 1 o'clock, so we'll arrive at 1:15. 2.5 hour crossing, plenty to do in that time. I'd say more than on most cross-channel ferries in the UK. A great selection of food and drink and at quite reasonable prices. And it's been as smooth as a mill pond all the way. What more could you possibly want?